Libra, welcome to a timeless Justice for Libra reading, where you and I are embarking in a collective insight to see whether or not anything within this structure of storytelling belongs to you using your discernment, and anything that does not, to leave it behind with the reading as you leave the reading behind. You're also admitting that this is not a one-to-one personal read, and that's why it's important to take the bits of pieces that may resonate. Bear in mind that this reading is connected to my one of two channels that I have, which is, this one is 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽𝗍, and I read for the sister energies of hers, Bastet. To gravitate to any of the content of either of those channels, it means to go check out the description box below and see if anything within the construct of doing that is interesting to you. Okay. What else? I'm already getting like the zhuzh. However, we're gonna push through. I want to explain a couple things as I see 111. Wait. I would like to disclose a couple things about this reading. Is that you may have been aware that the word in the title is justice, and it may intrigue you one way or another. However, be mindful that under the bubble of 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽𝗍 energy, it is not necessarily meaning it's going to be a merciful experience for you. So keep that in mind for the entirety of the reading, as you may be triggered and are forced to remember what, who, what, when, where, and why on your own, since this is not a personal reading. Okay? Full disclosure on that. Alright, some other odds and ends is that I am 7th, aka Master 7th, that reads these energies for you. Okay, should you need more information who or what she is, her details can be found in the description box below. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. Alright, Justice for Libra, let's get in it. Come on back. Okay, so going back to that energy of 111, alright, you are trying to explain to the universe around you that you understand you are a soldier ready for battle. Okay, for me, that means more you're ready for the soldier of being a dominant sovereign in a world where there is a war of consciousness currently occurring. So congratulations on many fronts. 111 is great. That is a fantastic beginning. 1 is the magic number to everything that there is, as the Galaxy card comes for me out. The Hermit energy. You've done a lot of work spiritually with 3, I was about to say 333, although that I wasn't seeing. But you're on your way, I guess, to a 333, a better symbiosis of relationship with the spiritual team that gets you to accept how spiritually, emotionally, and physically charged you are, and also in a form of alignment. Okay, so that's a lot of work. You've put in a lot, and I say a lot of work. All right, you were forced to understand this narrative, not to your fucking liking, that's for damn sure. Yeah, not to your liking whatsoever. All right, you experienced a lot of emotional losses. However, with a loss always comes some form of a gain. Okay, even the most unappealing, bitter story can have an outcome of a lesson be birthed right after that. So I think you're on your trajectory. For other crews, under this galaxy card, you're about to experience some earth-shattering pivot. That could be as soon as within this reading. You don't really want a pivot. You don't really, I mean, who really cares? Who wants to welcome, like, pivots? You know, like, no one really probably wants to welcome them. It's different to welcome change, because change is like, all right, I'm always ready for new, because new is like, oh, it's different. And different got me out of what I knew before that introduction, you know? So whatever you've come out of recently has done a lot. It's done its fucking damage, okay? At the same time, you are slowly, you are getting it, and what you're getting is yourself. You're finally understanding things. You're finally admitting to the change just that needed to happen, or the changes that have happened. You're finally beginning to understand why that wound has been able to heal, and can understand that it may leave a scar, and can also understand that the scar may be a beautiful one to look at. And those are the 111 accolades of self-value. 724 as I see that. All right. 10. Like I said, the high reward of understanding all the works, all the loopholes, all the pain, the stressors, the insight, the paying attention to himself and others, showing up for others, you know, being real, being fucking real. All right, like that is hard for some of you Librans. At the same time, some others who is not so hard for, it's like a mask, like in where you put your talent and your time of energy, of creative energy, where you get money in return, is where you probably can be very authentically pure yourself, because you see doing that gives you permission to be that energy that keeps curating that. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both ends. There's valuable lessons of being able to mature on both. Yeah, because the 10 of Wands made you into the Queen of Wands. Understanding the value of disruptions, the values of broken bridges, the values of, you know, demolitions that occur, all right? Catastrophic events, situations that don't pan out for self or others. Like, you can understand those things, and then slowly also understand where you're needed and where you're not meant to be. Yeah, it's a slow mental integration though. Physical, you got it. Mental, it still weighs very heavy on you, and why would it not, right? It's not saying that it should, but it's going to take maybe its time. The mental is very keen on the memory of the whole experiences of the body. So to give it time is to also understand you can cheat code that time of well-being by addressing the relationship between when you rise out of your sleep and into your day, and out of your day and into your sleep. That might sound familiar of the scale of reason for you here. Seeing more or less is the heart, in most cases, symbolized on one side of the scale, and the feather symbolized on the other side of the scale, right? Very Anubis energy. I don't usually mention Egyptian gods, so that's interesting. It's fitting, however, to how Justice of Sekhmet energy, whom I do mention, or Bastet, whom I do mention, when Anubis comes into the picture. It's interesting that they want to remark on that, because it would be Sekhmet Justice energy that would blow that up, because Sekhmet and Anubis don't have that relationship, and a harmony with one another. Alright, anyway. So the Knight of Wands gets illuminated by more or less what I just got done saying. Alright, the Knight of Passion here gets ignited by the energy of possibility, and in the conversation I just got done teetering is that Sekhmet is responsible for the light that Anubis carries, right? And tries to justify in the scales of delivering emotion via emotional intelligence and aptitude. So, where can you wheel back whatever you need to wheel back? Nothing. You've opened yourself up to everything already. So the only thing that's needed is to close your eyes and be calm in that world. Remain calm in that world. And flow within that world. And exist in that world and have a better relationship, again, on how you rise out of your slumber into the day and out of your day into the night. All that fucking chaos around. You know, if you're like in the high populous cities, dealing with sound can be a measure of needing to really calm the emotional triggering that can happen of not ever having silence around you, you know, and wanting to be out in the suburban lands, and hear the crickets in the trees and the ruffles of the leaves and the, you know, instead of the turbulent noise of exhausts and sirens and all that jazz. At the same time, dance well with yourself and your spiritual team, like 111, and they'll help you get all the cheat codes. That none of that shit matters. You can always be in a level of zen. Nuclear bombs can pop off and you're just like, it's hard when the memory of the mind remembers trauma to not forewarn you of that trauma. So it's really important for some of you who have backdrop trauma, to really bring it out to the forefront to make amends with it, because it's not going to go away. It's a scar that's meant to show you how much of a warrior you have been, and it's more or less shaped a lot of your choices up to this point in life. And it would be important to integrate that that journey and that knowledge with self, for self, so that it can cater to you in all the aspects that you know of yourself or not, or those adventures to come. This stick is kind of annoying to shuffle. It's very flighty, very slippery. So, without you really wanting to, or neither should you, 1441, realize that the past is giving you a fundamental present for your present future. That you can really learn how to embody and embrace, and and it will make you in such a transformative, it will put you in such a transformative state that you'll realize what the lessons were and why. Like, you'll realize that. And upon realizing that, I think at the same time you're going to realize the power of achieving that acknowledgement comes with the gift of knowing that you now have reached stability into anything else that comes that might sound unstable. Like the person of your past, without you knowing, gave you a gift that you're dancing on. This is the person giving you that gift, and you're over here slowly learning that. And the biggest gift that they more or less gave you is a gift of always remaining open with your emotions, because if there's someone who is sensitive just as you, Libra, they can manipulate you. And this person who may have disrupted isn't a manipulator. However, it also comes across that they're not interested in also being a witness to not being able to convince when someone else is manipulating someone else in front of them. So the Queen of Cups' ego is pretty high on her emotional strength, yeah? Like, she knows more or less the decisions and the sacrifices that she makes that either are going to be in a pursuit of change or be the precipice of change. But she knows one thing, that change aids the ability to also help heal wounds. And if that's a notion that adds to the ticket of value of helping assist a possible change for you, Libra, then that might be it as well. Alright, number 34, South Node Karma. So, direct line into the person that's been around, that's kind of connected in your stratosphere. They were in charge of forcing your karmic past onto you, and may also include them being part of that. And this is anywhere. This is anywhere, anyone, meaning this could be a parent, this could be a child, this could be an uncle, this could be family, relative, related, this could be a former partner. Alright, the moon cycles, number 20. So I think this is about a lot more about healing, taking yourself more seriously on adventures outside of your normal routine, exploring life a bit more, putting yourself out there. It's very important for you, Libra, it's just important. We have waxing? Yeah. No. The waning crescent rest, number 43. So you have 2 7s out here. 34 and 43, mirroring numbers. Interesting. Jupiter, number 23. Scorpio transformation, and lastly, full moon celebration. Interesting. You're going to find your tribe of people. If that's something that you were on the quest for, okay, you're going to find all that and then some, okay? It's a very luscious future. It might be a very meek present. At the same time, you'll have to accept the cycles within the day and show up for them within the day to master any karmic energies. You can master them by showing up to the cycles and the responsibilities within the day and making sure that you go to sleep. Again, important exiting of slumber into the rising and ending of the day into slumber. The transformation of self to maintain passion, right? To live in full celebration of the night sky so you can get luck on your side and always have luck on your side. Alright, with that being said, that's all I have for you at this time. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.